about the toast. Creating life. This is a picture of a human at 3 days old. That's 8 cells. In fact, this is a picture of 2 humans at 3 days old. How many people get to see this? This all happens inside. As children, we're brought up to believe that reproduction is easy. There are no problems with it, it just happens. Why? We go to school with people who are the result of successful reproduction. We don't go to school with the kids of parents that can't have children. When we spend time with family members, you rarely, as children, spend time with Aunt Maggie, who doesn't have children. You spend time with Uncle Bob, who has children that are your cousins and your age. You go to school with people, you go to clubs with people. You don't spend time, except perhaps with your imaginary friends, with children that don't exist. We are conditioned to believe that reproduction is easy. I'd like to tell you a story today about reproduction in my family and how it is not easy. And I would like you to keep one stat in mind, one figure. 1 in 8 couples has trouble conceiving. 1 in 8 couples. Statistically speaking, we'd say there's more than one person in this room. Unless we're all couples, in which case it might get a little awkward with the numbers, I think. But for reproductive purposes, 1 in 8 couples. Keep that in mind. If anyone's wondering, this one's labelled Huckleberry, and this one is Hucklebrina, because we needed a girl's name, because they both looked like berries. These are my wife and I's first attempt at IVF, in vitro fertilization. This is our first attempt to create life. It didn't work. In fact, Huckleberry or Hucklebrina caused my wife to be very unwell and required chemotherapy to kill a growth that, if left unchecked, could have had serious consequences requiring surgery and, in worst case, death. Creating life is not easy. To show you how not easy it is, there are an array of drugs that you can take for IVF. If anyone doesn't know, in vitro fertilization is the creation of babies. Take the egg from the lady, take the sperm from the man, put them together in a laboratory, grow them in a little dish for a while. It's a very little dish. This is the dish that we try to grow children in. Grow them in a dish, stick them in the oven, and then when they're a little bit bigger, stick them back in nature's oven and see how they grow. This is a bamboozling and overwhelming array of drugs. These are all different drugs. It's not the same box all the way through. And there are a lot of needles. A lot of needles. In our journey, my wife and I had to overcome a significant fear. We had to do 222 injections. She and I are both scared of needles. These injections happen at home, and if anyone's wondering how big the needles are, they are very big. Very big. I had to push metal into the body of the woman I lived with 2-3 times every day for a month. And the very first time, I did it through a veil of tears. I could barely see her, let alone where I was trying to put the needle. Creating life involves overcoming fears. We had, this is us giving injections. My wife's been blogging the whole thing. It's her way of helping deal with it. And she wanted some pictures of injections. And I was taking the pictures remotely, not staged, happened to catch it just as the needle went in. So there are some funny moments, not funny at the time, but looking back, this scary journey has some good points. Apparently my expression doesn't change at all on this one. I'm stabbing her in the stomach. We had further challenges. We had to give injections when the power went out. We gave injections by candlelight. I'm holding a torch in my mouth while trying to take a picture, while trying to inject. IVF is a stressful time. We were halfway through our round of IVF. My wife was in Brussels airport when it was blown up. This is the picture that she sent me on that day. She went to a hotel and she gave herself an injection, having been terrified of injections and terrified of this event. Creating life is difficult, but we really can find a way to overcome, to help get there. It was also the day that we had our third round of IVF. It was actually our sixth round of fertility treatment. There are lots of others I didn't go into. And we still found a way to be happy in the face of some relative adversity. And these are what 5-day-old humans look like. There was another round of IVF in the middle of this that I didn't talk about. It didn't go well. It was a further challenge. But this is the result. 2 years, $90,000, 222 injections, a bomb, some candlelight bum injecting, and we overcame that challenge. Creating life is difficult. I would like you all to keep in mind one thing that I said early on. 1 in 8 couples has trouble conceiving and creating life. I would ask us all to be sensitive to our friends, be sensitive to our families who may be struggling with this, and never forget how precious life really is.